Hello everyone and welcome back to the Crimson coverage. I'm your host Sneha Subramani and we're bringing you some of the biggest campus stories from this week. The University of Alabama's $1 Million Band made its first appearance in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City this past week. The performance was more than 2 years in the making. The band was originally selected in September 2019 to take part in the 2020 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but their appearance was postponed because of COVID-19. The $1 Million Band was one of 2 collegiate bands chosen from a pool of more than 100 applicants to perform in the 95th annual parade. Drill work for the parade began about 6 weeks ago with the Macy's Performance Grid marked out in Butler Field in Tuscaloosa. Following these weeks of practice and the 2.5-mile march through Central Park, the band made the trek back to Alabama for the Iron Bowl. The Tuscaloosa Farmers Market is an opportunity for students to experience a showcase of local products where they're living in Alabama. The market opens every Saturday at the Tuscaloosa River Walk from 7 a.m. to noon, rain or shine. They partner with over 70 vendors, including farmers, bakers, and artisans from the Tuscaloosa area. On any given Saturday, visitors can expect to see the same 20 or so vendors, with the farm fresh products changing based on the season. Ozia Patrick, the assistant venues operations manager of the market, gets to spend 2 weeks every year going to the vendor's farm and learning about their growing process and their land. Of this experience, Patrick said, "Getting to know them on a personal level, that's enriching to me because I had no idea how hard they work." Dressing up for Alabama football games have become a tradition here at UA to the point where the games almost double as a fashion show. An example of people adopting unique styles for game days is Vincent DeSarno, a senior majoring in mechanical engineering who wears houndstooth overalls to home games. When asked about why he chose that style, DeSarno said, "I think it's just fun because it gives people something to look at and get in the spirit of Alabama football." His only advice to people looking for their own signature look is to make sure it's something you won't mind wearing for every week for 4 years. In 2009, Mary Smith, an award-winning artist and member of the Muscogee Nation, handwove a traditional feathered cloak for 3 months as part of the permanent display at the Moundville Archaeological Park. Today, Smith's intricately woven mats and baskets, tiny cornhusk dolls, and detailed pottery are featured as part of an exhibit at the Transportation Museum. The purpose of the exhibit is to show students that Native American culture is not a thing of the past. The exhibit will be featured at the Transportation Museum until March of 2022, but that is not the only event students can attend for Native American Heritage Month. After a thrilling 4-overtime win over the Auburn Tigers, the Alabama football team now turns their attention to the SEC Championship. Alabama will defend their title against Georgia on Saturday, December 4th. Georgia comes into the game as the #1 team in the country. The Bulldogs boast a 12-0 record and were basically unchallenged on the way to Atlanta. Alabama's 11-1 on the season. The Tide has been battle-tested all season with tough wins over Florida, Arkansas, and now Auburn. The championship will kick off at 4 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Central Time on CBS. Alabama women's soccer fell to the #4 seed BYU on number 19th in the second round of the NCAA tournament. This concludes an historic season for the Crimson Tide. Alabama finished the season 11-10-1, one of their best seasons in the past 20 years. The team also earns their 4th ever NCAA tournament berth. Alabama also never made an appearance in the second round in the tournament until this year. The Crimson Tide also recorded their first ever NCAA tournament win. Thanks for watching! For full versions of these stories, be sure to check our website. This episode concludes our coverage for this semester, and we look forward to bringing you more news after we return from the break.